Hey everyone, Alice here and welcome back to the Never-Ending Tea Party. Grab a nice hot drink and relax as we continue with episode 4 of Ace Attorney Investigations. In the last video, Edgeworth proved that there was foul play involved in the double murder we're investigating, and now it's time to find out, hopefully, who done it. If you haven't seen the start of this case, have a look at the playlist in the description. This case starts from part 12, I believe, so feel free to go get caught up. And with that being said, let's go. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Cadopian embassy staff member's murder? Oh no, I remember his voice. I was hoping he wasn't come up again. I'm going to have to go somewhat easier on Von Karma's voice from last time because my throat hurt for a couple of days.
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. Well, you too though, right? I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Poor Edgeworth, having his trial snatched from under him. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
An outrageous circus? Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
No, but Edgeworth wants to find out the truth. Remember what I said a few videos ago? He's married to the truth. He needs to find his wife. Or husband. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
You evil person. Clearly, he wanted a son. He wanted a son, and he got a daughter. Aw, poor Francisca. She's kind of insufferable in some ways, but I do feel sorry for her. She clearly just desperately wants approval. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for?
I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Oh wow, he's vile to Edgeworth as well. Why does Edgeworth look up to this guy again? Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Probably him. Look at him. Von Karma. He looks like Dracula. Anyway. Miles and we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then you're allowing us to continue?
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognised as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we?
I don't remember what happens with Von Karma. I'm sure somebody can tell me in the comments. But I cannot remember the whole history. Like what happens after this case with Edgeworth and Von Karma. I believe he dies. Or is he put in prison? Oh, I really need to just replay the first game. I will get around to it, I promise. But I really want to play the one that's set in like Meiji, Japan. The one with Herlock Sholmes. I really want to play that one. Anyway.
It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Oh, thank goodness. I hope we never hear from him again. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Franziska, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. She says his name like it's a dirty word. I know I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Well, the main people involved in the case are Ms. Yu and Gumshoe. Gumshoe looks kind of mad. Let's try and talk to him first.
It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he is this agitated. Yeah, okay, right. Well, let's speak to Ms. Yu. Ms. Yu. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? Yeah, you had like a whole conversation with Franziska. You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. You haven't even passed the bar yourself. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are.
Why are you whipping me?
Because she's threatened by this woman. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that...
to ask of you.
What exactly is so funny? You, Edgeworth, you are funny. Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Oh my god, can you imagine her at like what does she do at like funerals and stuff? Or like a job interview? How did she get the job? How did she pass the bar? Anyway. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behaviour at a crime scene in law school. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, well done, Edgeworth. I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. Wait, we? Who's we? Who were you with? Okay. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. Okay, so they are each other's alibi, right? You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. Okay, Detective Bad. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Oh, was he now? Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Ms. Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday? I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Oh wow, we've got loads of things to ask her. Let's ask about the time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Mr. Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. Mackerel. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. Someone's got to do it. Like, whenever there's like a big case like in the news and somebody, you know, like a murderer is up for trial, they are legally entitled to a defence. It's a right. So, you know, somebody has got to defend even somebody who, you know, has been seen by multiple witnesses, caught on camera, murdering people. You know, they have a legal right. Anyway, I see. So a defence lawyer is actually just someone whose job it is to cover for criminals. That's a very, very childish way of looking at it, Edgeworth. It's a very complicated matter. I feel like Edgeworth would know this, having just been through law school. I wonder if in real life, is there this kind of rivalry between defence lawyers and prosecutors? I wonder if that's just played up for TV shows and this game and stuff. Interesting. That's why defence lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. She just finds it funny. I don't believe it. You're serious? Or why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? I feel like this woman is very deeply troubled and she's trying to cope with the devastation of losing her sister in such a horrific way with humour, but I feel like she's ever so slightly unhinged. No, not ever so slightly. She is what's the word? She is significantly unhinged. And for that, you've not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. It's a paycheck at the end of the day, isn't it? The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rowell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. She's going to laugh at you again, Edgeworth. Yatagarasu. Mizu. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then. Perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Ooh. Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, or we may be sued by... She was only ever going to hit you, Edgeworth. There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. Oh no, they're bonding. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? Oh, Edgeworth. And so, in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information. Namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the likes of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. Okay, we're done with her then. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Yes. Look at these officers, by the way. I spy 2 of them who are actually doing a good job. The 2 by the doors. We've got that guy on the sofa who looks like he's been frozen into a salute pose. We've got this guy just next to Edgeworth, just sort of happily looking at the model of the courthouse. Just having a real nice time, just, you know. And then we've got this guy over here. It looks like the fountain is broken, but he just looks like he's playing with it. Anyway, let's talk to Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Oh. Youch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. Oh, look at his face. Gumshoe. We're going to help you, don't worry. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honour as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, Detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is. Yeah, but innocent people get put down all the time. Or they have, historically. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will ya? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, Detective. Motive. So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because, on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Oh, no, he's, probably worried about starting his new job and... it happens. Yeah, I'm with Gumshoe. Have a heart, Edgeworth. During the recess. You claimed to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier, at about 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow. Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So, it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope. Not a thing, pal. Oh, Gumshoe, that's so suspicious. Come on. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah, wait! You can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah, hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Yow! Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there's no check inside. $5? That's all he got as his bonus? Oh, but I think I'd go on a murder spree as well. You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. Actually, hasn't he only been a detective for like a week? So, to be honest, a $5 bonus at the end of your first week, yeah, it's not bad actually, I suppose. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. Oh, so maybe when he wasn't in the hallway, he was cashing his bonus? You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Oh, it's like... Oh, I see why he wants to keep it. It's like a precious memory. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. Okay, what's this gonna be? I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Okay, let's speak to him. Present. Do we have to present his testimony to him? You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then, you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. That's funny you should say that, because there's a whole load of ants under the bench by lobby number 2. You do realise that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. No, probably not. You were just not outside the lobby all the time. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. He's protecting somebody, he must be. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant's lobbies is in order. Ah. It's Kay. Why is she here? Oh, Gumshoe knows her. Oh wow, she gave him a right kick. I'm not sure what that noise is supposed to be. Is she blowing a raspberry at him? I'm not going to do that. You can imagine. Oh, she dropped something. How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Yeah, it was. Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. A Swiss roll. Ooh, yummy. Isn't that from the vending machine in the hallway? Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl says courthouse special on it. Maybe we should arrest the girl? She might turn out to be a valuable lead. You can't arrest a child. Wow. I think you can, but doesn't there have to be like a guardian present? I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Franziska? Can I go in here? Ooh, hello. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others beside the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Well, you see, Franziska. Or you'll be sorry. I'm sure that happens at some point, I remember. Isn't he accused of murder? The boat one, right? The one with the boat. Oh goodness, I can't remember which one it is, but there's a Phoenix Wright game where Edgeworth is in prison. I remember visiting him in prison. And he's accused of shooting somebody on a boat. I'm sure I'm right, but the details are fuzzy. I'm sure there's an achievement for investigating these, so I'm going to do it. Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing there. Here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Franziska, I'll eat my cravat. Ooh, that'll be funny. It's the defence attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I never. I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. What about the judge? Can we go up there? Oh, yeah, we can, look. Haha. Look, Edgeworth's the judge. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Yes, I got the achievement. Bent behind each bench for examining all 3 benches. Cool. Well, let's get back to it. Fun's over. This way. The judge is really short. Either that or Bad is kind of tall. And also, these vending machines are huge. And the doors are huge too. Look at, even if we say that, you know, Bad is tall compared to the judge, look at how a vending machine's that big. I'm trying to remember the last time I properly used a vending machine. And look at this bench here on the left-hand side where the ants are. That bench is really low. You'd never get out of it. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Any time, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honour. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honour. I didn't have time to read that. I bit my tongue. Are you all right, Your Honour? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honour. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh-ho. Very well then, I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honour, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I think I changed his voice a little bit. It was a little bit too similar to Mr. Amano from the previous one. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honour. Now, the first thing I'll need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Oh, investigation begin. Okay. Well, did we get that Swiss roll as evidence? We did, right? I'm going to investigate this because she clearly got that from here. Between getting the money from Edgeworth and does that mean that she could possibly be a witness for the murder or an alibi for Gumshoe being in the lobby, in the hallway? It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Yeah, look, there's the Swiss roll, $6. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. That's expensive. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. That's a weird name for it. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. Yeah, exactly. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Yeah. Must be. Yeah, she just said this. Oh, well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess? You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. Oh, Edgeworth wants to share. Oh. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we could pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. She's such a brat. Now let's go out of this. I don't think we can get anything else. I'm still really curious about what these ants are eating. Oh, it's an actual, like... Yeah, like a look at things. What's this? What is this? It's a pink-coloured piece of trash made of rubber. Huh. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But, you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. It's not Edgeworth. It's not like I was... It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Yeah, and there's one just there next to the vending machines. Grr. Cactus. Ugh. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Yeah, what a silly plant to have in a courthouse. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Really? Edgeworth, really? He's just got a grudge against it now. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. Ants. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants. The same goes for you, Franziska. Bathroom. Looks like a bathroom. I can look outside. However, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here. Of course not. This is the 3rd floor, after all. It appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? What? I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. Oh, her height. Right, I see. Huh, okay. Well, we've looked at all that. Let's look down. Handprint. Oh. The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame.
Hold it!
Calm down, Franziska. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? What does it matter? Sir, yes sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, what a surprise. The mystery slob is Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Oh, wait. Maybe he... See how low this bench is? Maybe Gumshoe was sitting on the bench eating a snack. And... Wait, no, he said he had no money, right? $6. How much did Kay ask us for? $1. Gumshoe's bonus was... I think I'm figuring something out really early. Gumshoe Gumshoe's bonus was $5. He had no money on him until he cashed this. There are 2 in a pack. It's open, look. Can you see? See how it's open? And there's 1 in there. Maybe she got the $1, gave him the $1. Maybe they split the Swiss roll and Gumshoe ate it, but maybe he was sat on here eating it and couldn't be seen by whoever. Was it the judge? We need to talk to the judge. Huh. Okay. Interesting. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Sorry, I had to move my headphone, so I was tilted. Is this going to be Swiss roll crumbs? What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective! He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, here is a whole hill of them. Yeah. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Ugh. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Yeah. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It's not Edgeworth's responsibility, though. It's everybody's responsibility. No, it wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Ugh. Okay, I think we've got everything. Let's look at the bench. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. Ugh. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants. That's grim. That's really grim. Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought. I'm sorry. Yeah, you will be sorry. I think that's everything here. Let's go back out of this. Should we talk to Detective Bad? Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. Detective Gumshoe. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was going to happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it. Oh, Yankee.
Hold it!
Franziska, I think you need to apologise. Ah! I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please, continue. He's so scary. Look at his eyes. He's terrifying. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad. Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad. and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. Aww. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me that he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. The gunshot. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2, together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. Yeah, and also assault, right? You wouldn't dare. Haha. Just joking. Ugh. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Franziska behave. Yeah, he's terrifying, Edgeworth. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Maybe the time he heard the gunshot? Maybe the time. We need to ascertain exactly, what time everyone was about. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Okay. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Okay, let's go back. Shall we speak to the judge? I think that's going to be more important. Your Honour, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honour. We need to, you're making the claim that Gumshoe wasn't in the hallway. We need to ascertain why you think that.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honour, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Oh dear, Edgeworth, I've got some bad news for you. Time of the murder.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom.
Just say you went to the toilet.
If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window.
Oh yeah, we saw there's a bathroom at the end.
That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom.
Oh, so it's like what I was sort of getting at earlier. Gumshoe must have been sat on that really low bench for his handprint to be on there. So maybe when the judge looked through the window, he couldn't see Gumshoe because he was sat down, but he thought Gumshoe wasn't in the hallway.
When I was going into the restroom, that detective... Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honour, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho.
It's a weird laugh he does. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. Yeah, oh, I think that was Franziska. Sorry, I read it as Edgeworth. You can. I'm looking at it right now.
I demand that you show me this view at once.
I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honour.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honour.
Ho ho ho, any time, Mr. Edgeworth, any time.
Well, that gets rid of him. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Okay. I think, we could probably connect some stuff together now. Yeah, we've got loads, look. Vending machine. Crumbs. Let's connect these together. That seems obvious, right? Yeah. These bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from a Swiss roll? And now I want a Swiss roll. Ugh. A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive, yet I feel like you could get a whole Swiss roll for that much. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. Oh no! He dropped it on the floor. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Yes. Ugh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I think it's going to be the price, but I figured that out. Right, okay, so we need to deduce. I think we're going to deduce the fact of it, his bonus. His bonus was only $5. He had no money. But I think Kay got the extra $1 for him. Yeah, let's try this. Eureka! About Detective Gumshoe's finances. He said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Ah, okay. What else could we connect? That's got to be connected to Kay somehow, right? Wasn't she... Yeah, look, girl with a balloon. I thought she had a balloon earlier. So... could that be that the balloon popped on the cactus? Wait, a balloon popping might kind of sound like a gunshot, right? Oh, let's try it. Let's see what we can get from it. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Okay. But it's only a little piece of balloon, rather than, like, you know, the whole piece. And the string, where's that gone? Oh, that was the last thing. Oh, okay, cool. Yay, my health back. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Ugh, well, I do too. All right, Franziska. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Well, why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honour a visit to correct his testimony. Oh. Alright. Your Honour, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? Yes, of course you are. In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I say! Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by... You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. Oh, okay. We've got like a whole testimony and things to do. I wonder how much longer this part is going to go on for. I expected there to be a to be continued. I guess it might just be a long episode. Okay, right, let's see what he saw then.
During the recess, I went to the restroom.
Okay, I see.
There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared.
He was sitting here.
A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Okay, well, we've got something to present to that. Your Honour, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honour, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Yes, spoil it. Yeah. I think it was the third, wasn't it? Third statement? Went to the restroom. Window. No, not this one. That's fine, right? This one. I think we present something to him here. Fingerprints, maybe? I would say this, but he saw him buying something, so that's nothing. But the bench shows that he wouldn't have been able to see him.
Objection!
Yeah. No, he's winking again.
Oh, what was that little finger wag?
Oh, he didn't even say little.
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. She does a lot of that, though. She's slightly hypocritical. Your Honour, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
Oh, he's getting vicious. If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honour.
Oh, well, that's good. But who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty!
Your Honour, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we've not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. You're playing a dangerous game here, Edgeworth.
No, I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. But basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then?
Huh. It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Huh. Do you finally see, Your Honour? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Good thing he left that, handprint.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
There is no court, Judge.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
Yes, Franziska, he probably would. That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? Part 2.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Wait. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Let's see what he's got to say.
Gah. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honour, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
Oh, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until now.
Oh, he did mention that, didn't he? He asked, I remember right at the beginning of the case, he said, oh, was it someone's birthday? I heard like a noise thing. I think he means like a party popper, right? Those can be really loud. Now that he mentions it, I swear I didn't read this before I just said that. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? Yeah, that's going to be it, isn't it? If he says anything other than just before the trial resumed... But I mean, if the judge was in the toilet at the time, it's quite a while, like quite a length to walk from the men's restroom to the courthouse, right? So it can't be... Well, we'll see. I don't know where my line of thought is going with that. Your Honour, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Yeah, that's nothing, right? However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. Well, when did he look? Did he look... What? Yeah, but should we press him? I think we need to press, because I don't think we've got anything. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
That doesn't line up with what Bad said, though. Just as I expected.
Well, what were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honour, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me check something. Now, it depends on what the game judges as just before. Because 20 minutes to me is not just before, but for some people, you know, that 20 minutes could be just before. Should we try pressing this? But hang on. I'll have a look at what else there is and then we'll possibly come back to this. But that's an idea I've got. Okay, should we press this? This sounds interesting, doesn't it? Your Honour, about what you just said.
I know, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it myself, but I heard it. Bang went the gunshot. I heard it loud and clear, and then I had a knee-jerk reaction. And jumped into the air. Like this. Yes, just like this, with a quick
Okay, I just wanted to read it. Your Honour, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Okay, it must be that third statement then. We need to present Bad's testimony.
Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there.
This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. I believe that we finally found the flaw in His Honour's testimony. Yet, sadly, he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in. At least that thing finally came in handy. Indeed. Now, let's see what happens. Is she talking about the piece of rubbish from the balloon?
When I present it to His Honour.
Okay, let's do it, Edgeworth. Okay. I can't... Oh, I can now. It does this thing sometimes where it doesn't come up with the arrows and I can't click back and forth. I have to scroll the mouse wheel to get rid of it. Yeah, this one. I think let's try Detective Bad's testimony.
Objection!
Yeah, that's it. Look, the music stopped. You're on.
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honour, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Egads, I've been overruled.
Your Honour, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue... I didn't read the rest of that. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. You can't whip the judge, Franziska. Oh my goodness. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you'd need a stepladder or four to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sounds of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honour, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honour, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it, clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention, and that piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot, I nearly said cactus. I was thinking in my head, that piece of rubbish was right underneath the cactus. And I had the word cactus in my head. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honour, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. Yeah, we got it.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. But what is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honour, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honour, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honour, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
I feel kind of bad for the judge, like, he's not deliberately lying or making stuff up. He was just unfortunate that he heard the wrong thing. That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. No, you wouldn't have. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would bob a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. Yeah, she did have a little balloon, look. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon the girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honour, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology.
Oh, at least he's like, repentant.
I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. And we still don't know, obviously Gumshoe didn't kill anybody. But I'm still confused as to, who killed these two guys. I think I'm still suspecting CCU. I still suspect her quite a lot. There's also Manny. And, Detective Bad was in the next door over. And he got there he was the first to discover the crime scene. And, being a detective, he would also have a gun. Also, his name's Detective Bad. Come on. Bad? He's a bad guy? I don't know. I'm just floating some ideas around. Anyway, let's go back to this. Your Honour, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. Yeah, although we've ascertained that Gumshoe was in the hallway the whole time, playing devil's advocate for a second, if he was the only one in the hallway the whole time, he could have still killed those guys. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Are we going to get a to be continued?
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
Oh, okay. We're going to have... But wasn't Gumshoe taken away? I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Oh wow, this is a long part. Surely it won't be much longer. Well, either way, whether it ends after Gumshoe's testimony or not, I will end the video after that.
What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. Franziska, you have done nothing to help this case. Nothing.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, he's the most qualified to be the judging, to do the judging.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Haha, badums.
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologise for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honour, I don't believe you should apologise just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
Yow!
My whip will object, loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. Yeah, let's do it.
I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honour as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
Okay, short and sweet. He's still singing the same tired tune. That was hard to say. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. Ooh, smooth, Edgeworth. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Let's do it. Okay. Well, we know this is true because Bad confirmed that as well. We know that's true as well because Bad confirmed it. Right, this is the point of, yeah, people have got questions about this. So let's press him on this one.
Hold
it! You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Well, we know that you did because of the judge saying that he saw him buying snacks. Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to.
Oh dear.
Well, why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we're all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Why is he hiding the fact that he bought a Swiss roll? I mean, I suppose it was while he was on duty, but just admit it.
Youch! But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Well, we could just present the Swiss roll. Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah, that'll get him. I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognise this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. I can't do an eek. My mic cuts off when I try that. So you're going to have to imagine him doing that.
I promise to clean it up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Ah!
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Youch!
It appears that Franziska's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay?
But how did you? Because you didn't have enough money.
I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay. I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Yeah, he hasn't mentioned Kay at all, has he?
Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection!
Huh. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal.
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation on that?
I told you, I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me.
There was though, Kay. He's covering for Kay somehow, for some reason.
So there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
The balloon fragments? Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that?
Wait,
you do?
Of course I do.
What? No.
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway? The balloon? I'm gonna try the balloon.
Take that!
What? Huh?
What the heck is that? Huh, I knew you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know.
Says the man who has done nothing but lie. Oh,
I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective? I have no intention of falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. Oh, I guess the Swiss roll. Yeah. Because she helped him pay for it. Okay, but I mean, you know what? I still stand by this could be evidence that he wasn't alone. I mean, I suppose that could have happened at any point during the day though, right? Okay, let's try this.
Take that!
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief!
What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. Gumshoe, you're being a fool. Stop it. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, Detective? Ugh. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Oh no. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. How did Edgeworth forget this? I'm really confused. Like, he had no idea who Kay was, right, in the case that we just did. But she remembered him. Anyway. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you. I'm Kay. Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well then, you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Kay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rah! Oh, let's talk to her. Now then, Kay. Yes. She's like an animal. Literally, yeah. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Maybe we could give her the Swiss roll, because she didn't get to eat it. Gumshoe had his, she didn't get hers. We need to give it back to her.
Take that!
Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll! It really belongs to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Aww. When he died, he's just died, does she know? Oh my! Your father, he's... Don't say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet. Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry I couldn't protect him. Oh no, Gumshoe, it's not your fault. Kay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... Aww. That's so sad. Cry! I had to read the rest of it. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defence attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? She's not a lady, she's a child, she's a little girl. Ah, you're right, sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Oh, that's how she got it. She gave it back to us at the end of the last case. Oh no, she blew her nose on it. Oh. No! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Thanks. Okay. Let's talk to her again. Oh. He's still wearing it, Edgeworth. Okay. Are you going to be alright? Yep. I'm already alright. Wow. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. She's probably in a bit of shock. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Wow, she can be nice to people. Thank you very much, lady. Huh, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Franziska is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Your father? Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favourite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh? I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Okay. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too. Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? Gumshoe, you're currently under arrest for suspected double murder. What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay? That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Hold on. There's an achievement for this. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger, never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me. Okay, right. That's sad. Yeah, we can present it to her and get a little achievement. So let's do it. Let's do it for the extra dialogue. It's the promise notebook Daddy and I made. I have to be a good girl and keep all of the promises we wrote in here. Huh. May I take a look inside for just a second? Sure, okay. It appears that there are more than just the 5 I thought there were. Promise 6. If you ever have a boyfriend, you must bring him to meet Daddy right away. A bit early, isn't it? Promise 7. Even when you have a boyfriend, never forget that I love you the most. I certainly don't envy the poor sap she falls in love with. Well, the dad's not there anymore, so it doesn't matter, does it? Okay, that was it. That was it. Alright, let's go back. Gumshoe. Wow, this is turning out to be a super long episode. So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yup. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while and that's it. Oh, which means? We have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right? Ah, you got me. I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Swiss rolls. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why. Oh, Gumshoe used his bonus money, even though he had no money after that, to buy a Swiss roll for this girl. Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest? Yow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your ruffly thing. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Ew! Why'd you have to say it like that? Just say snot. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. He looks weird without the cravat. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page. Yeah, I see. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. It's the same thing, but sure. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway. Ugh. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's... well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's going to be okay. Ah, so that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Is it because it's like... because I was thinking of this a minute ago. Her promise notebook says about, don't take things from a stranger. Yeah, I think it's probably this.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday in Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should... never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool. Franziska, that makes no sense. Yow! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. Gummy! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5 and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy. So I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Me, I knew, because he's a nice guy. Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together. Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate, I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So, just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon... I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Wow, you really got me there, pal. Oh no. So, I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Oh, who's this? Oh, go away. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. But what do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. What? Miss Callisto, you. That child is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to the lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? This is a really long episode. Yeah, but... You see? Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Ugh. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. Yeah, but the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? No, I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. What's going to be next, I wonder? So, we're back to square one. Yeah, but at least Gumshoe's, his name is cleared. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. Oh, the lobby room next door where you and Bad were talking. Yes. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the scene at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Oh, finally. Okay, cool. We did it. Woohoo! Right, wow. Oh, that was a long one, wasn't it? I've been recording for 2 hours exactly. So yeah, really long video. But I think we'll call it there for today. Well, thank you so much for watching until the end of this extra long video. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to join the Never Ending Tea Party. It's always tea time here on my channel and you're welcome anytime. Thanks again and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.